Welcome, Investorholics. This is ETF Investing Australia, the weekly overview show for the 22nd to the 26th of July 2019. As always, we're going to give you the information, the lowdown on the exchange traded funds and the ASX, where the money's moving, what's happening, and some ideas about where you could invest. Hello, my little value hounds. This is Scott. I'm the guy that wants to crack your financial sky. I've been listening, I've been watching, and I know that there's a great majority of you guys out there that are scared to invest. Mainly because you think you're going to lose all your goddamn money. What I'm trying to do here is show you guys that it's not as hard as it looks. You know, I want to give you guys some more information and give you the courage to take those steps to create your own destiny effectively. So I hope that I can help you guys take that leap and start making, building your financial freedom and your financial future. Anyway, if you like what I'm doing and you think I'm adding some value to your life with these little videos, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Greatly appreciated. Have a great day, and let's invest and crack your sky. Okay, now let's cast our eye over the ASX ETF top performers for last week. Up first, we're going to have a look at the top ETFs by 1 week total return. Number one position here, we can see the ETF's Morningstar Global Tech ETF with a ticker code here of TECH, up 5%, followed up closely by Magellan Global Equities Fund, MGE is the code there, 4.6%. And third position, we can see the BetaShares Strong US Dollar Hedged Fund, the code there is YANK, up 4.5% last week. In fourth position here, we can see iShares Core S&P Mid Cap ETF, IJH, up 4.5%. Number five position here is iShares Core S&P Small Cap ETF with the ticker code of IJR, up 4.4%. So the ETFs, Morningstar Global Technology ETF, code there Tech, that's gives you exposure to global developed markets with the Morningstar Economic Moat Rating as one of the key factors for choosing investments. That one has a market cap of roughly $90 million. Dividend yield is pretty good, about roughly 5%. There's been quite a lot of money flowing into that one over the last few months, sort of a counter-cyclical type of theme. Let's have a look at the top ETFs by 12-month total return. Number one spot here, no coincidence because it's been there since I've been doing the show. So that is the BetaShares Geared Australian Equity Fund. Ticker code there of GEAR, up 56.6% for the year to date. Sorry, total 12-month return, don't get yourself confused here. Followed up there by BetaShares Geared US Equity Fund, Currency Hedge, ZYUS is the ticker there. We have a 12-month total return of 49.8%. Number three position, we can see BetaShares Global Cybersecurity ETF HACK, up 33.3%. Number four there, you can see VanEck Vector's Gold Miners ETF GDX, up 32%, 12-month total return. In the fifth position there, you can see the VanEck Vector's China AMCA Share ETF, code there of CETF, up 31.7%. So there's definitely strong movement, looking around for lots of money, I suppose, looking for those geared type of funds and also counter-cyclical and also new markets with and gold. But yeah, definitely some interesting things to take into account there. Let's cast our eye over now the ASX ETF money flows. So where's the money flowing? So we're just going to check out where the money is flowing into. So top ETFs by 1 week flows. Number one position here is the BetaShares Australia ETF 200 ETF, I should say, with the code here of A200. Saw inflows last week of 57.3 million. No big surprise there. This ETF is quite popular on the market at the moment, so it's only relatively new, but there's quite a heavy inflow into this ETF. Number two position, we can see VanEck Ventures Australia floating rate ETF float, $38.3 million inflow there, if I get my tongue untwisted. Followed by BetaShares Australia senior rate floating bond ETF, so coupon, $33.2 million. Followed up closely there by BetaShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF, AAA, $24.6 million. And then we can see the ETF's physical gold. The code there is gold. That had $16.4 million of inflows last week. So you can see a theme there of metals for commodities, people chasing ASX 200 type stuff, and also people looking at fixed rate type investments, just for the sheer fact that there's no decent interest rates in banks, so people looking for somewhere else to put their money. So the top ETFs by year-to-date flows, we can see here in number one position is the BetaShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF, so pretty much following that same themes I just mentioned there. So code there of AAA. We've seen year-to-date inflows of $342.7 million. Followed up there in the number two spot by Vanguard Australia Shares Index ETF, for the code there of VAS. We've seen $252,600,000 inflows there. Vanguard MSCI Index International Series, which is the BGS of the code there, 231 million inflows. Followed up there by Vanguard Australia Fixed Interest ETF, VAF, $208.3 million of inflows. Number five position here, we can see the iShares Core Composite Bond ETF, IAF, $203.5 million inflow. I mean, if you scan down that list as well, you've got Cred, you've got Bill, Hybrid, HBRD. So there's definitely in that top 10, there's definitely a bias towards fixed income bonds and those type of products, because physically people just aren't getting a return back on their money in the bank effectively, so they need to return something to live on. So that's kind of where the money's flowing. For those who have forgotten, BShares Australia 200 ETF A200 tracks the Sol Active Australia 200 index, which is weighted according to a free float market capitalisation. So A200 is growing quite rapidly. When I last checked, they had a market cap of about $570 million. Lowest dividend of roughly 2.5%. Morningstar give it a bronze rating, which is effectively 3 out of 5. Triple O, just run quickly over that one. Triple A, if you invest your cash in that ETF, it's invested in high interest deposit accounts in Australian banks such as ANZ, CBA, NAB. So that one has a market cap of roughly $1.4 billion. Dividend yield of about 2% or just over 2%. Morningstar give it a rating of neutral, so 2 out of 5 stars effectively. So definitely people looking for other places to hide their money to actually get some income. So move along now, the ASX ETF trading volume. So which shares have had the most volume? So top ETFs by 1 week average daily turnover. So no surprises here. We've got the BShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF AAA. So average weekly turnover, we're looking at 25.9 million. VanEck Vectors Australia Corporate Bond Plus ETF with the code there of plus. 1 week average daily turnover of 16.5 million. BetaShares Australia Bank Senior Float floating rate bond ETF coupon, daily average turnover here of $12.1 million. Benefactors Australian floating rates ETF FLOT, $10.3 million of average daily turnover. Number 5 position there, we can see the Vanguard Australia Shares Index ETF with a code there of VAS, which is $10.1 million. So I don't really need to run back over AAA too much. Let's move along here and have a look at the top ETFs by year-to-date average turnover. Get my brain into gear, and we can actually do the show reasonably quickly. So number 1 position, we've got State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 fund. The code there is STW. That's quite a popular fund, although recently there's been a bit of money coming out of that fund for whatever reason, probably because it's moving into A200. That one has a year-to-date average daily turnover of 14.4 million, followed up there closely by the BetaShares Australia High Interest Cash ETF AAA with a year-to-date average turnover of 13.7 million. Number 3 position there, we can see the Vanguard Australia Shares Index ETF, VAS is the code there. $11.2 million a year-to-date average daily turnover. iShares Core S&P 500, quite a popular S&P 500 ETF, code there of IVV, year-to-date average daily turnover of $6.6 million. B-Shares ASX 200 ETF, A200, average daily turnover, year-to-date average daily turnover, I can get my tongue untwisted, of $5.8 million. So definitely recently, there's obviously, it's the same type of thing as we mentioned before. You've got a lot of people moving into those fixed income or, bond type products, ETFs. Quickly run over the highlights, kind of touched on all of this stuff before. So global equities were up last week. The Nasdaq and the S&P were looking at all-time highs. ASX 200 came close. That's pretty much topped out today. Platinum and silver were the biggest movers. Sparkly metals prices continue to rise ahead of anticipated Fed rate cut next week. So, the Fed in the States are looking to cut interest rates. Total flows into Australian domiciled ETFs were 307 million, while there were outflows of 173 million. So as mentioned before, the biggest inflows were into the broad-based domestic equities funds, so A200, which you mentioned, and looks at IOZ, which is the iShares S&P ASX 200 fund as well. So cash, as we touched on quite a few times, so cash and fixed income type ETFs, so float, coupon, AAA, and as we mentioned before, gold, they also saw some good inflows. So largest outflows were for Plus and STW, as mentioned before. There's quite a bit of money going out of the State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 fund, which the code is STW. So AAA was the most traded fund last week, with Plus, coupon, float also above average volumes, as cash and fixed income funds dominated the volumes. That's our quick overview. So, so pretty much people are moving into their new favourite ASX 200 fund, which is A200. So I own a few shares of those, a little fund I run. I think it's probably one of the best, if not the best, ASX 200 funds for the ETF wise anyway. Definitely one to have a bit of a look at as you're going along. And also, like I say, there's no, you're not really getting any interest on your money if you got it in the bank, and people are starting to look at alternatives for that. So that's something you need to look at. We've kind of looked at a couple of interesting option here. So I'd have a look at float, coupon, AAA, and those type of things. Metals, I don't really care too much about metals. I don't really take much notice of the metal stuff. I like to invest in something that and generate me an income anyway. Yeah, so this is our standard disclaimer. We're not promoting any particular product here, purely informational purposes to give you guys an overview on the market and what's happening. We always need to do our own research, so you don't want to be buying one product just because you've only looked at one product, and also, you need to take your own personal financial objectives into account, and where needed, get additional advice from a professional. Hey, thanks for taking the time and sticking around to the end of the video. I enjoy producing these videos for you guys. I actually learn a lot of information myself. It keeps me up to date with what's happening in the market. If you like what I'm doing, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, also jingle the bell. That'll let you know when the next video is coming. Greatly appreciate your time once again. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Ciao.